Peace one two it up. D Prime 215 here. So for the G1 Climax 29B block, we had the match of Jon Moxley versus Jay White. I was fortunate in that my prediction came true. Jay White beat Jon Moxley. That's what I was expecting, and I was expecting for the match to be great. That also came true. So bravo to everyone involved in the match off rip. So the thing about this is that, off rip, one, you have Jay White, who is known for, his technical style, but he wrestles dirty as well. He's the leader of Bullet Club. He's typically accompanied by Gedo as well, so Gedo interferes in his matches a lot. Then you have Jon Moxley, on the other hand, who is known primarily for being a brawler, but as of late, since coming to New Japan Pro Wrestling, he's been incorporating a lot of technical moves, even some submission moves. For instance, in this match, he pulled out a Texas Cloverleaf, which is rather well done. It looked like it could actually submit someone. So you have that there as well. So you have the clash of styles between the technical brawler and the dirty technician, Jay White. So hats off right there. So just going into the match with that context, you already know it's a recipe for something great. So now for like some of my favorite spots in the match, some key spots. One, I liked where Gedo, he set up a table on the outside of the ring. Not Gedo, excuse me. Jon Moxley set up a table on the outside of the ring, but before he could put Jay White through it, Gedo takes the table, just walks up the ramp with the table, just walks away with it. I also like throughout the match, the use of the referee as a prop by Jay White, right? He always manages to get the ref in the way somehow, some way to like kind of buy himself some time and kind of like throw his opponent off and do a reset. I like that a lot. I also like, there was a part in the match where Jon Moxley was about to get hit with the Blade Runner. But before he would get hit with the Blade Runner, he just bit Jay White. Now, I mean, I think it was a bit gruesome. I'm like, I don't know why Jon Moxley is going around biting people. It's like it was a zombie outbreak. He hungry. He didn't get a chance to eat before the match. I don't know what's going on with it, but the way it was done, I thought was cool. So I was like, oh, because like you don't expect someone to, if someone bites someone in a wrestling match, it's typically to get out of a submission, not out of a slam move per se. So I was like, okay, that's a bit unorthodox. So it was a cool use of that, so to speak. Also in the match, Jay White does this a lot. I see him with different wrestlers. He does, like, it's so minimal, but it's so dope how he executes it. So there was a part where Jon Moxley was preparing to hit Jay White with the Regal knee. So Jay White, he doesn't dodge the move like most wrestlers would do or try to counter the move. He simply laid down. So instead of him, having his head up to get hit by the move, he just plops down, which made Jon Moxley stop. So he can't hit the move at that point, right? Gedo is constantly interfering, and then there was another part where Jon Moxley was about to hit the Death Adder on the Death Rider. I forget what it's called now. Forgive me on that. But he goes to hit his double underhook DDT. Jay White merely grabs the referee to buy him some time because Jon Moxley can't lift both of them at the same time for a double underhook. So he grabs the referee, buys himself some time. That was a great use of the ref. I love when Jay White does that. It's just like the small things that really bring the match a bit more like suspense, so to speak. And then, the ending sequence, as they're getting close to it, Jay White typically has, a sequence where it's like a bunch of counters going back and forth. So they're going back and forth between the Blade Runner and the Death Rider. And then Gedo interferes again. And then Jay White hits Jon Moxley with a couple half and half suplexes, like the half Nelson. I think it's like a half Nelson, half Tiger, or half Nelson with the sleeper. I forget exactly how it looks per se, but the half and half suplex hits a few of those on Jon Moxley. He even hits Jon Moxley with a Bloody Sunday, which I think was a nice homage to Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor, as well as AJ Styles, who both used the move. He hits him with the Bloody Sunday, follows it up with the Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3. Filled with a bunch of interference. I would like to see a match between them without any outside interference in the future. But even with the interference and the dirty tactics, the match was great. It was everything I expected it to be. So hopefully this isn't the only time we get Jay White versus Jon Moxley. But I thought it was great, man. Who do you guys think should have won? Do you think it should have been Jay White? Do you really think Jon Moxley should have took this one home? Do you think it was a great match regardless of who won? Did you just enjoy the match? Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to me at DPrime215, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Peace.